Hello everybody and welcome back to Starship Evo, where you join me on the bridge of my very basic so far little ship. We've got it airtight and there's just about room to move around in it, and we've got oxygen and stuff like that, but although the oxygen apparently says it's leaking, so we're going to turn it off and put it on again. I don't believe there is a leak within this cabin, but it sometimes thinks it's leaking when the door has been opened a bit too much, or like, you know, sometimes on login and things like that, which is why it's always really important to put a switch on that. First thing I also want to do today is to pop a switch onto the, onto the anchor. So I'm going to have that activated at the moment because I do like to leave the ship up in the air, but really that's kind of meant for construction. Like kind of mostly anyway. Is there anything else I want to do right now? Not really. So I guess we go looking for sunstone again. Because the point of today's episode, because every episode we have a little bit of a point to it. We try to anyway. And the point of this, as much as it is a let's play, a full proper old school, old style let's play, we still do have some things that we aim towards, and today that is trying our best to get some sunstone, and then we'll go back to the planet. Hopefully the beacon will be working enough that we can find our way back to the base, and then I will make a light engine. I really want to get to a point very soon, probably. What are we on now? Episode 3 or 4. So probably within the next 1 or 2 episodes, I want to be at a point where this ship is the base. All right, let's zoom on in and have a little scan of this one, see if anything comes up. What have we got? Anything? No. We're not having much luck today on these, are we? I'm also looking with my eyes, because sometimes if you're not like dead close into these asteroids, it doesn't show up. And there's something up there. What's that rock? I think that's just normal rock. Okay, I think we'll move on to the next asteroid then. Just having some unlucky times here with the old sunstone finding. Found a bit of quartz last time, but that was it. I'm not seeing it either, so let's go to another one. I get very turned around in space, so I'm always wondering, oh, did I already go to that asteroid? Is that one I've been to before? Hoping be able to find one that's got some sunstone on it soon. Maybe if we go closer to the sun, I don't know if that makes a difference. Who knows? That one over there looks like it's got stuff on it of some kind. It's like sort of looks a bit wibbly wobbly, doesn't it? So maybe we'll try and get over to that. Sometimes you can kind of slightly see things on them, but that looks like it's covered in something. So I want to go to that one in a minute, but I'll have a quick check out of this one here. And see if I can find anything. I really want to have a few pieces of this. But I don't want to be like sitting here being paranoid about not being able to find the base again. I want to be like free of the base. Even if I have to just put a trailer on this thing and throw the things on the trailer, that's fine. Okay, let's do a little scan. Nothing's quite showing up yet. Sometimes you have to get a little closer though. And the light block on the front, I'm hoping will show things up a bit more as well. It's like something glittering down here. I think that's probably some quartz or something. Aha! Yeah, there's some. Okay. So at the moment, I don't have any mining rigs on the ship. I also don't particularly find that mining for sunstone is that particularly great in a ship anyway. I find ships much better for the big ore nodes. So I'm going to open this blast door and we're going to get our butts outside and go and get this sunstone. I need 4 pieces total to make a start at a light cruise engine, but more ideally. if I can. So that took me like 5 minutes to find. Let's just do a little bit of a... Quite often if you find one piece on an asteroid, you'll find others. So it's always worth, once you get out and start mining, or if you start sort of mining from the ship or whatever, to just sort of go around the asteroid. And one thing I definitely find, like in, say, things like Empyrean, your personal scanner has a much lower range than ship scanners. In this, all the scanners are the same range, and I don't think that it's appropriate for everything. I think it's fine for personal scanner range, and even if they wanted to make the personal scanner range a bit smaller, that would be fine. But I do not think that once you're in a massive ship, it's quite enough, because you can't get in as close in a big ship. Let's see. Some more down there. Keeping an eye on my oxygen there, by the way. That's just down to like not even a quarter gone. So we've got plenty of time to explore this asteroid, which seems to be absolutely pregnant with sunstone, which is great. That's another piece. So how many we got now? Let's have a look. 6. Okay. That's really good. That's as much as we need and a bit more. But like I say, it'd be nice if I could get to like 8 or something, so I could get double the amount. There's some up here. Oh, this asteroid is amazing. Makes up for all the ones that didn't have any on it. Let's go up here a little bit and see if we can find any more. Nope. Just gonna go round a little bit. See what I can find. That looks like gold. And if that's the case, why is that not showing on a scan? Gold? Have a look. Yeah, there's gold ore there, and yet when I'm scanning, that's not showing up as gold. I've had terrible trouble finding ore on asteroids because it just doesn't show up on the scanner, and I was literally right next to that one and it didn't show up. So I'm kind of wondering, like, is that something that's rock, for example? But yeah, that gold should absolutely have been showing up. So this is why I tend to try and get my ores off of, at the moment, planets and moons. But I think it would be amazing if it was a bit easier to find things on asteroids, because then you could just go out in your ship, big ship like mine, wherever it's gone. Here's my ship. Gonna need it soon. Gonna run out of oxygen. It's around somewhere. It's fine. Have a good old look around. Anything more shows up. At the moment, I can definitely make it back to the ship before the oxygen runs out. A couple of things I do want to do, though, you know, because I'm playing things a bit more dangerously at this point. I do want to get the ship fully, let's have another scan. I want to get it saved, and I want to get a med bay in, so that if I do accidentally, like, forget about my oxygen and die in space, and, you know, just sometimes I'm not always the most, attentive? Would that be the word? There's some sunstone, and that's not showing up. Look. Oh, there it is now. Not always the most attentive to things, and sometimes I will be in the middle of, like, being really excited about, for example, some sunstone, and my oxygen is now half. I'm maybe not being quite as attentive as I'm being right now to the oxygen situation. And then I might die, and that would be a problem. I'm gonna just go all the way up to the top. There's a big crater there. Sometimes big craters have sunstone inside them. Have a look and see if... It's not looking that way. Okay, that's fine. I think the halfway point on the oxygen is probably time to try and get back to the ship. My problem is I've got to find it. Where are you? Where are you, ship? It was on the darker side of the asteroid, so I think it's over this side somewhere. From the top, I should be able to see it. It's another asteroid. My ship is lit up with a big block as well, a big light block, so it should be like somewhere. There it is. There's another piece of sunstone there, look. I'll grab that on my way down. See any more? Do a quick scan, see if there's any more that I can see, but no, not really. So I think let's just get ourselves back to the ship. Looks like we might be coming... Oh no, I think we're coming in from the top of the ship. I think that's the solar panels on the top showing kind of quite dark there, aren't they? I need to colour the ship in. We just give it a paint job. Yeah, there we go. Let's get toward the door. And in we go. And shut it. And make sure that that's not saying leak and it's all happy and raising my oxygen, which it is. Wonderful. Right. Let's have a quick look and see how much we ended up with. So we ended up with 11. Oh no. Because if we ended up with 12, we could have had like 3 engines. But I think what I want to do for now, that's enough. That'll do me 2 nice big like full cube block sized light engines. And one thing I want to do today as well, so I think we'll just head back to, well, not Earth, but you know. Oh, I can see my beacon. Perfect. But we'll head back down to the ground, to the surface, and what I will do is make this ship big enough to hold the arc furnace. Okay, so I might need to go and get some more iron. I want to fit it with some mining lasers and a collector. And I want to fit it with some gas collection capability as well. That's going to involve making it quite a bit bigger. But at that point, I can take down my whole gas rig. I won't need it anymore. 100% won't need it. I'll top up the hydrogen tanks before I pull it down, though. And that should be enough then to get us to the gas cloud. So if you press... in fact, I'm going to just tab us so we're auto flying. If you press H, you go into your holo map. And this is the whole system, and this is me in the rift. And this is the system map, okay? And you've got a flat version and you've got an orrery mode. You can sometimes see a few more different things in the orrery mode. It's a little bit more... it's a little bit more comprehensive, that's the word. In the flat mode, you can see stations, stashes, fueling depots. I never use those because they're a rip-off. 10 whole credits just for like 100 meters cubed of fuel. No. And then we've got the Hyperion debris field, but you've also got this here, the gas cloud near the sun. So we want to go to the gas cloud near the sun, and we want to have big fat tanks of hydrogen ready to accept this because there's a lot there that we can get. Oh no! I'm wondering if I could like... Oh yeah, She-Lab ground base. I can absolutely autopilot to She-Lab ground base. What? Is it trying to take me to light crew? No, let's just like get rid of that X. X to come out, quickly come out of autopilot if it's taking you the wrong way. Sometimes as well, autopilot, it'll just bounce you off planets. It's like, do me a route that's around the planet and doesn't bounce me off the surface, please. Be a bit more intelligent than that. But a lot of the time it's really good because you can just like pop it into autopilot, Sit there, drink your tea while it's doing its thing. But I want to have a lot of light crews on this ship because I don't want to be, for this particular Let's Play, sitting there like, taking ages. We've done enough of that already with the amount of power bottlenecks. I feel like we're at a point now where the power bottlenecks are going to be a bit less, but I think if I started this Let's Play again, I probably would go for, and you can see my ground base, trying to point at it, that's just going to make me go off course. But you can see the wind turbine, like they're chugging away. I think I would want double that next time. I think 10 wind turbines would probably give you a decent shout at, and maybe a few more, a little bit more in terms of battery power. And I would have done that before I put loads and loads of ship things and hydrogen based building things on, because what was happening was it was just going chug, stop, chug, stop, chug, stop, and that was costing me time. So I think it'd be a lot more efficient if you had 2 full towers. So if you made like 10, 5 on each, be much better. When I had the sort of 10 or so solar panels on, that really started to go at a decent clip. So I just think get your power sorted before you do anything else. I know it takes a little bit longer, especially at a, and the thing is, you forget that that's at a point where you can only kind of go and get like 9 or 10 pieces of each ore. So it takes a while, but probably worth it, I think, ish. But anyway, I think we're well beyond that now, because we're at a point where we've got a ship with loads of storage. I can go and mine out whole massive fields of, well, nodes of iron or whatever, take them back to base, and then just make whatever I want out of it. It's quite good. But yeah, I desperately, I think I will make, the first thing I'll do then, so I don't have a bottleneck in power on the ship, going to make myself another 9, because I've already got 9 on there, so I'll make another 9 or 8 if I've got one hanging around, solar panels. Get like basically a full rack of them up there, and that way I can put the arc furnace on here, and it should probably go at a reasonable clip. And I'm going to make a section in the back which is going to have basically a power wall. I like a good power wall, so let's make ourselves a storage / power wall thing going on. And I've got a really good little idea about where to put my assembler, so I'll show you that as well. We're getting there. We're nearly home. 177 meters a second. The extra thrust I put on this is really coming into its own now. Probably gravity's adding into that a little bit as well, because it certainly wasn't this fast on the way up. It would make sense that the way down is faster than the way up. So as we come in, I'm just going to take it out of tab. And I'm going to slow us down and pull us round. And apparently we're just going to like fall on the ground. Okay. What happened there? What happened to my thrusters there then? Oh, very odd. Oh, well. Like I say, there isn't really a ton of collision damage. You can see your health there. It's the green bar. You got your power there, which is the blue bar. I would imagine the top grey one is... I'm gonna say that is my shield. And I'm gonna say that the top one is maybe fuel. Not 100% there. Ah! I wasn't what I pressed tab instead of F. Sorry. But yeah, we've not taken too much damage from collisions. It's pretty forgiving like that. It's not too bad. Let's get out of here. Force auto fire. How can I force auto fire when I don't have any turrets? Okay. Let's get out of here, shall we? I'm gonna actually turn the oxygen off for a secondo. We're still a bit in the air. Enough in the air for me to do some mucking about with this, which is great because it's definitely going to change shape today again. I know I can never leave it alone, but that's the point of games like this, right? So what are we actually going to do here? Well, the first thing I'd like to do, I'm going to turn my jetpack back on so I can fly around a bit. I'm going to just see how much we used in terms of fuel. So, yeah, I just need to get a little mini top up going there, and that should be absolutely fine. Assuming I don't change all the tanks around, which is actually quite tempting. I may well put a capacitor on each side here and then go in underneath, because actually it's sticking out enough, I think, that shouldn't... I think anyway. I'm just going to check, actually. If I go in under there... Yeah, that doesn't affect the air tightness of the ship. Okay, that's fine. That's good. That's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to take those off. Great. All right, so in the meantime, while I was gone, in theory, this should have made me a whole load of silicon, and it did. Brilliant. So what I set up there, I set up a little conveyor tube there just to get that going, and it looks like we are really low on iron and quite low on silver. Right, okay. And what I'm going to need is just like tons and tons and tons of iron. So I'm just gonna... what we're gonna do, throw the golden stuff that I found into there. The sunstone, or the large stones, I just want to throw them away, throw them in the actual bin. I can make like stone blocks and stuff, but oof. So we've got a little bit of hull here. Oh, we've got some scrappy and some normal hull. Oh, scrappy hull, you know what, you can just like go in there. I'm not dealing with you anymore. I'd like to ideally replace all of my scrappy hull if I can. Is that also scrappy? That's also scrappy, so that should all be together. That should all be like one thing. Got 62 pipes there as well. I need to remember that's where they are. Okay, so I definitely think I need to be making more hull blocks, but I don't have that much iron, so I'll set up like 20. It can make whatever it can, and we're going to go off and make some more iron, and I'm going to put that into the arc furnace as well. It's not going very fast. But it's not going to be very long before that's going to be on the ship, so I feel like I can put up with it for another few minutes. Okay, so we're going to take the ship itself. I'm going to find a nice, really big iron vein, because we're going to want to do quite a big upgrade here. So I'm going to need a lot of it. So I'm thinking not the one we've already been tapping for ages. So it's like... Why don't we just go in, maybe like fly over in this direction a bit. See what we got. Some coal there. We've got some cobalt, some copper. Still no iron. Let's go over here a bit. There's some. All right, let's just go and get all of that then. Let's see how big it is if we can. Not huge, but we can always move on if we've mined all of it. So let's just exit spaceship control. Out of my seat. Out the door. We're in an oxygenated environment at the moment. There's no need to have the control on. Is that also some silver there? Or is that all the iron? Is that all just iron? That looks different, whatever that is. I'm gonna mine it and see what comes up. Not very big, whatever it is, but might just be stone. No, it was silver. Tiny bit of silver. That doesn't hurt to have. I definitely need silver and iron. And just having basically any kind of floating platform with storage on it is such a huge upgrade to mining. Because you don't have to worry about, like, oh, I've got to drag this all in my inventory back to base. And then you can use your backpack add-on slots for better things like jetpacks. massively overweight now. So let's just go and put that into the hold. I'm going to start calling it the hold because it's on my ship. Ships have holds. Which hold things. Do you think that's actually why it's called a hold? Because it holds things. It would be kind of cool if that was actually the case. I've still got my sunstone on me. Oh well. So I think once I've mined this little bit out, I'll go back and pop it into the arc furnace. And then I'll come back and I'll try and get some silver and some copper and maybe another iron vein as well. This is quite a small vein, so I figure that I can just mine this out and then go back and process. I don't want to be stood watching something process. That's like the least useful thing I can be doing. Backpack's a bit overloaded. I think there is like more iron, like possibly underneath here. Can't quite see. Maybe not actually. Maybe that is it for this one. There's copper nearby as well, so maybe we'll grab that next. Actually, no, I said I'd go back with this and I'll be true to my word because, like I say, I don't want to come back with a massive hold full of ores and then just be like, well, but actually none of it's in bars. And that's the ideal thing with having everything sort of set up nicely. The only thing I've really not worked out yet, though, is there's no kind of block that will allow a... that will allow like a convey, unless if you know the answer to this, let me know. It might just be that I can put it through a block, like a conveyor tube. If I had one that was like the size of a block, maybe it would be airtight. But I need to work out how to get a block into like the interior. Okay, well that's 41 pieces. No, sorry, that's 80 pieces of iron ore. That might actually even be enough. You never know. I'll still mine another one out, I think. I want to have a nice big amount of stuff to work with. And also I want to just kind of stock up my inventory before I leave the planet, because the planet is the best place for things like iron. It really is. So, She Lab's ground base. I think I see it over there. Could be wrong. I gotta scan for it. That's right, it's there. Yeah, I'm glad I did scan for it. Okay. Let's go land. See, like, when I first played this, I made like a lovely landing pad and everything on my base. And now I'm like, nah, the base is gone. It's gone tomorrow. So we're not going to land on it at all. Maybe at some point I'll make a space station though. That'd be cool. All right, so arc furnace. Please enjoy this offering of iron I bring to you. I need to be able to like dock and then automatically put things. I'm not quite at that level yet. I'm not afraid to say that I'm, you know, I enjoy playing this and I love sharing it, but I'm certainly not the expert. I hope the things I show are useful to some of you though, like those that are newer to this sort of thing, and maybe you didn't know how to like link things up or something like that, that this might be useful to someone. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the journey. My silver as well. Put that in. The rocks. Yeah, I'll put them in too. That's fine. I'll be very slow for a minute, but hopefully I'll reach this very soon. Yeah, there we are. Be able to put things in it. There we go. Lovely. Okay, so that's going to start making me silicon and iron, and we've got gold there. Oh, perfect. It's running a bit faster at the moment, but it has now drained all the batteries, so... Right, I'm going to throw the iron in there. And the gold. And the silicon. We should have enough silicon to make quite a bit of glass, which will be nice. Sometimes I make a glass roof just because I got more silicon than iron. It's totally because I think it's pretty, not because, like, you know, I've run out of materials. No, no, no. Okay. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to take the thrusters off. Actually, I could probably leave them on. I'm going to basically make myself a little platform behind where the arc furnace is going to go. To start with, I may have the arc furnace external to the ship, and then I'll build some walls maybe later on. That way I can have the arc furnace with me as I walk around the place, and we can sort of go from there. In the meantime, I want to make some things other than what I've got going on the assembler. I could do with another assembler, really, couldn't I? But then I don't have the power to run the one I've got, so why would I do that? Okay, so what I am thinking is... Let's make a... In fact, let's make a fluid... Yeah, we'll make another one. A fluid harvester. And I'm going to make two. One is going to be for hydrogen, and one is going to be for oxygen. I still have a little bit of conveyor tube left, and I've got lots and lots of tubing left, so I don't need any of that. But what I would like is some more tank blocks, and I'd like a decent amount of them, so we're going to make 20. They're going to store... That will store quite a bit. But you can never have too many tanks. So one will be oxygen, one will be hydrogen. At that point, if I want to leave the ones in the cockpit area, ones at the back there and there, then I'll leave that more for decoration than anything else. So fluid harvesters and tanks, that should be enough to keep us fueled. And then what I'll be doing, I'll put the tank underneath the ship, and I'll get some pipes going up into there underneath. And then I'll have an oxygen one, and that will just go into a... The thing is as well, because with the oxygen tanks, you don't have to pipe for them to be... here, you can see... I'll just show you. Showing is easier than explaining. The whole tank usage for HUD, storage, reactor or engine, or reactor and engine, or none. I just always leave that at reactor and engine, because I don't know, but it's meant for life support. And then provide oxygen to life support. That's the important one. So it says there, if you tick that to yes, then the tank can provide oxygen to the life support system without needing piping. But it doesn't have to be inside for that. It can be strapped to the bottom of the ship and still magically pump the air inside without any kind of piping, which is amazing. But the only thing I haven't really worked out yet is sort of how to, if I say put the arc furnace on the back, and then I've got like a collector, and then I've got a big pipe coming back here that's got like all the stuff in. I mean, one, I've got the arc furnace just on the back without any walls, that's fine. But if I did want to oxygenate the chamber where I've got the arc furnace, then I'd probably need to work out how to get a conveyor tube to go through without causing that to be a breach in the hull. And I'm not sure how that works and if that works. Because obviously a tube that size wouldn't do it. I mean, let's pick up some conveyor tube. So you've got a tube of the largest I think you can go is that size there, but that doesn't look like it fills a whole block. So like, then how do you make that airtight around it? Even with triangular blocks, I don't think that's going to be possible. So yeah, if anyone knows, let me know. But for now, for me, what I'll probably do is just manually transfer from one to another. So I'll probably just have a little tank on the bottom there. We'll go around, we'll mine things. The collector will collect them, and then it'll go into a tank under there. And then when I need something, I'll pull it up and I'll put it into the arc furnace manually. If there is a way of me doing that with a nice little pipe that goes through the hole, then that would be great. Maybe I will even experiment with that and with the air tightness of it all. But for now, let's just get it like base. You know, before I start thinking of all these fancy things, let's get it basically functional. Okay, what we got left? Not enough iron at the moment. Okay. And it will have gone back into here. 14 iron, 8 silver, and a silicon to go in. So I think, yeah, let's let it do its thing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need. Oh yeah, maybe a light cruise engine. That's the whole point of us going up into space. So we'll put in for 2 light cruise engines. I've put the sunstone in for them. I don't know if I want to wait for a couple more bits of iron to be done or whether I just want to leave it. I think I'll leave it. Right, let's go and do some more mining then. So I've got plenty of resources to be going with. Now, I think we had most of that iron vein there, so let's just, maybe a copper? A cobalt over there. There's a copper down here. Definitely go for that one. Looks like it's reasonably large. And at this point, it doesn't matter too much. Nope. Cancel. Doesn't matter too much if it's a little bit below the ground, because I've got much better mining capabilities at this point. A much better capability of just generally being able to get out of a hole. Jetpack for the win. Okay, let's go. It's over here somewhere. I can just mine straight down to it now, which is just so much easier. There it is. I mean, if I was playing multiplayer, then maybe I'd try and be nice and not leave like newbie traps, newbie pits here. Imagine if you're just like running around the place and like everyone else has got a jetpack already. You're like new to the server or something. Everyone else has got a jetpack, so the whole place is just like you're just, you know, innocently wandering around on your hoverboard because you've just got it, and then down a hole. And then you go a little bit further, down another hole. I'd be so cross. But seeing as multiplayer doesn't even really work very well on this yet, not something to worry about at the moment. It's in, and you kind of can do it, and some people have just about got it to work. But it's not very stable yet or anything like that, and there's a lot of bugs and glitches and things with it. It's definitely, I would definitely say buy this with the idea that you'll be playing it single player for a good while yet. Which is, you know, for me, I just think that's a good amount of time to learn the game and know what you're doing a little bit before you play with friends. I imagine this will be super fun to play with friends. Particularly when you get to the turret making, because the turret making, you can actually hook a turret up to a yoke. You know, the yoke is like the steering column thing. You can actually wire it up to a yoke. So you could effectively have gunners on your ship. You could be flying and they could be independently controlling the turrets, which is kind of amazing. Coming to the bottom of this now. Should I go and offload the copper, or should I try and get the... I'm going to try and get the rest of it and then just like slow boat my way back. That's the kind of person I am. Fly by the seat of my pants. Not even slightly. I am not even slightly fly by the seat of my pants, am I? Na, 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 na. So I would say that probably your average player by now would have made a mining ship. There's part of me that doesn't mind too much the actual mining part of it. I just mind the carrying it around part. I am going to add miners to the ship, but if I do find it too cumbersome, I'll take them off and I'll put them onto a smaller ship. At the moment, I will have that. Oh, no, it's a 350. I might not get out of the hole if I leave it too much longer. That would be terrible. All right, maybe that's all the copper I'm going to need, though, right? Go get some silver now, and then another iron. Gonna bonk my head on this now. Yes. Brought that in a bit too low, didn't I? Yes, I did. $93. Yeah, that'll do for now. 100%. Okay. We'll find some silver. There'll be silver like right next to me. You watch. There's a lot of coal there. I think I might be getting to the point where I'm beyond wanting coal. I mean, maybe still a bit, but no, I think arc furnace is going to be the way forward pretty soon. Copper, 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 copper. No silver. Wonderful. Let's move on a little bit and do another scan. What's that? That's some silver down there. Okay, let's go grab that. Oh, it's nice. Nice surface silver. I like that. Like, bring the ship up a touch so I don't have to be... I don't know. Do you guys think it's like cheating to have the anchor on when you're not doing construction? Let me know what you think on that one. Not cheating, but is it something that like you would consider that's not the way the game is supposed to be played? Or is it just like, oh, it's so much more convenient than just having it flop on the floor? One second, I need some tea. Back to mining. I wonder if I can mine with one hand and drink tea with the other. Let's see if we can do that. Oh no, I knocked something. Ah, nah. Problem is the left hand is the most difficult to get out of the way of the mic. I've got the tea and I'm like holding it up in the air and like drinking it and I'm mining the stone. Okay, the tea is gone now. No problems. Cold tea is the bane of my existence. I think what I do need to do is get myself a smaller thermal mug. I got a thermal mug and it's huge. And it's quite cumbersome. It'd be brilliant for like a long day out where you just wanted to drink tea all day. But I do think that a more normal sized cup, but that would keep it warmer a bit longer would be nice. Although I like drinking out of china instead of like porcelain or whatever it is that cups are made of, mugs and things. I'd like drinking out of that better than I like drinking out of stainless steel. With the exception of water, which tastes amazing out of stainless steel. Okay. 54 silver there. I definitely think I'd like to get a bit more than that. So let's go back in. Be nice if I could get near 100 of everything. And I'm hoping by the time I get back that there'll be a lot more iron available for me to put into the assembler. And then we'll be able to start the arc furnace on all of this stuff. One thing I'd quite like to do actually in terms of power generation, because I've got a whole load of solar panels on the ship, I'd like to maybe just get it big enough to put the assembler onto the ship. But at the moment, I've not got the assembler piped into a whole load of like storages or anything like that. So that way, the arc furnace can be just purely using the power from the wind turbine, and the assembler can be using the solar panels. But yeah, I think I'll separate them. It'll be a bit of a pain to move everything out of the assembler, but we can do it. I'll just try and get the ship in close. Yeah, I think having the assembler on the ship would be good. I really want the arc furnace on the ship eventually. But I do want to have 18 solar panels before I move over to that model. Nearly there with this one. We've done copper. Doing silver now. Get this bit, and then mostly after that we'll probably be just digging up a load of stones, so that should do it. What do you mean I'm at 191% over-encumbered? Over-burdened is a new word, okay? I just made it up. Yeah. So the next thing I would like to do, 115 copper, 115 silver. So copper, silver, and iron are the main ones, and then gold and cobalt are not so needed. So if I get a nice big iron, no, don't mind my own seat, my goodness, iron haul, that'd be great. Right, what, any iron around here? I swear, how are we talking for 47 minutes in a row? No, don't press tab, Sheila. That's just badness and sadness, pressing tab. Quite a few silvery looking ones up here. Yeah, there's some iron. Oh, there's a couple of iron spots up here. Nice. I'll go with this one first. Maybe one day I will connect the seat to the yoke, but I do like the control of being able to just sit in my seat and then take a second, take a beat, and then take control of the ship. It makes me feel less out of control for some reason. I feel like sometimes you're still looking down at your seat, and then the ship thinks it wants to look down that way as well. It's like, no. No, no, no. That's not how we're doing it. My backpack is overloaded. I don't think that there's going to be too much in this iron vein, to be honest, though. We'll move on to the next one. So I'll just take all of this one, and then I'll pop the stuff away. We'll move on. I think I do probably want at least one more iron vein mined out. There'll be a point where the ship is mostly done, and then there won't be like quite as much mining needed all the time. Iron's a big one because I'm not using scrap for my blocks and I'm using iron instead. It's really helpful eventually because, like I say, you start to get your ship auto mining and things, and scrap is difficult to do. Scrap is difficult to get your mining lasers to get their head around, but iron out of the ground is really good. Alright, so we got ourselves another 48 iron ore, 56 stone. That is absolutely fine. I'm going to take that back, actually, and I'm going to start it going in the arc furnace. And then I might come out for a bit more iron. Because if I stay too long, everything will be done back there, and then I won't have any time. Okay. Oh, I can see my beacon. It's quite useful. Yeah, I do. I don't know if I'll be able to do it this episode, but I really want to leave this behind really soon. Right, so I want to get in behind here. Like close. And I can transfer things straight into that. Oh, hiccup. I'm so sorry, hiccup. Massive hiccups. I need these. Can I reach that? Kinda can't. Oh, there's a will, there's a way. Your backpack is overloaded 923%. Nice. I got 51 iron bars there. Can go on to the assembler. It's basically not been doing anything because it's had no iron to do it with. It's also not got a lot of power. But before I can move it, I do need a little bit more. I also need to make a med bay. Okay, I'm going to take out the light cruise engines, fluid harvesters, and tanks. I'm going to take out everything, actually. It's got no... It's got no power to do anything, and it's just really annoying. Oh, that's irritating. Okay, in there. Okay, all of the bars are in there and all of the little bits and bobs are in my inventory. No room other than that. Let's put the copper away. Then I'll grab the assembler itself. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm gonna stick it. This is probably slightly not the best place for it, but I'm gonna stick it on top for now, on top of the top of the ship, and then it can use all of its lovely. It doesn't need that. It needs the glass plate. So 2 light cruise engines, please. Use all of the lovely power on the ship. Let's go and grab the bars out. I'll be able to hopefully do some stuff. There. Lovely. So then what else did I need? I needed tanks, and I wanted to get like 20 of them. Oh, I had to put cap lock on, apparently. Caps lock. 20 tanks, and I wanted some fluid harvesters ×2, and I wanted some hull times maybe like 30 or something. Okay, that'll do. Next thing I want to do is make sure that this is all working nicely, which it seems to be. Just make sure that things like copper and iron are at the front. I think it goes in order. So we don't really need much more silicone being made, but I do need like iron, silver, all that sort of thing. I will eventually need silicone, but I've got lots at the moment. Oh, lots of most things, but it might not last so long. Ah, the light cruise engine is on its way, apparently. Nice. And some of the tanks have been done. Ooh. And some hull as well. Ah, that's absolutely excellent because I can start a little bit making the back end of this. So what I'm going to do is just pull a little sort of walkway back there, and then we're going to make a slightly wider platform that'll be big enough for the arc furnace. I would also like... How many solar panels have I got? Any spares? Is there a spare one that was on the base? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to need 8 more. And that'll go where the assembler is right now. I'll have to move the assembler again once I've got more space for it, but for now it's cool. So I want my hull, I want my solar panels. But this is working a lot better, have you noticed? Because it has actual power coming in from these solar panels rather than it having to share with the arc furnace. I'm probably going to want more solar panels than that even as well, but you know, for now it's fine. I don't have enough hull yet to do much. What I could do though, if I want to get a bit fancy, I could do a bit of painting, couldn't I? Because this is nowhere near purple enough right now. I'm just going to move these down here. They were from painting the hydrogen plant. But I'm kind of just thinking purple and black. Purple and black theme. So how should we do this then? Maybe back around there. Maybe a little strip of purple there. Should that be black? Black there, black there, black there, black there. Maybe purple down the sides a bit. Black on the door, black on the back, purple for the frame. It's quite nice. Yeah, that looks like more part of the door then, doesn't it? That's cool. Purple sidewall, purple sidewall, purple sidewall. Black around the cockpit there. Around kind of the wingy edge bits. And the floor mostly, I would say, wants to be black. Purple solars. Yeah. I know, they probably should be blue, but I don't care. Okay. And then probably black on the top there. Black, black, black. Right, now let's change, see? The thrusters, when you change their colour, it's actually the little thrusty bits that change. It's amazing. Okay. No, wrong one. Yeah, so the lovely pinky purple. Oh, and the reactors obviously need to be purple. Anything that glows on this needs to be purple. Doesn't that actually already look so much better? I think it does. Even though it's not particularly shaped out yet, it looks so much better. The other thing you can do is put some decals on, but I think I will shape the whole thing out before I put decals on. And then I'll show you kind of how they work and look nice. Right, so while that was happening, while I was doing a little spray paint job here, how many things have we got on here? What have we got done? We've got the light cruise engines done. And we have the fluid harvesters done. And we have quite a few bits of tank now, but I do want to wait for all of the tank to be done first. And we've got a little bit more hull. Brilliant. This is all a bit of a state now. I did have it quite nicely organised. I won't worry about organising it too much at the moment, though. All right, I'd like to just double check what's going on down here. A few bits I can transfer over. I'm just going to put my light cruise engines on where I want them to be. So I can make them be like a wedge shape. Maybe actually up here might be nice. Not certain on this one. But I would ideally, maybe by the doors. Because I would ideally like for them... Yeah, I'm going to put them either side of the door. No, I'm not. Oh, I don't know where to put them. I've got to wire them in, you see. So I need to put them in a good place. I'm actually going to wait on them. I'm gonna place the fluid harvesters. I'm actually gonna jump in and raise the ship a touch. And now we definitely are using it for building purposes. I apparently didn't have to sit on my seat to get that to work. Interesting. So, you know something? I want to take all of the... Oh, that's actually not going to be too bad. I want to take all of this out and replace it with proper flooring, and I want to have the storage in a much more like accessible from the inside of the ship kind of place. I'm gonna need a lot more storage as well. But yeah, I don't want that particular bit to be... So actually I've got the perfect amount of hull to change that over. I want to put my fluid harvesters about here. That'd be about right. And then I'd like to configure one to being hydrogen and one to being oxygen. I might change that later, depending. And then I'd like the tanks to be underneath this part at the back. There's a reason why, and that's that I want collectors and things for mining at the front, so I don't want to take up all of my space at the front with that. I want to sort of leave it. And seeing as I've got a nice little like patch on the bottom there that's like different, I'm gonna make that purple. Also under here we've got some stuff that could be black and some more things that could be purple. That looks like quite cute from underneath, doesn't it now? Yay! I mean, eventually it needs to get all the way forward to the reactors. So maybe a tank around there would actually not be so bad. And then I could have a collector there. And so where these purple patches are would be where the tanks were. Then it wouldn't hurt to have an oxygen tank like further back. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change it to a square one though, because that would fit on the bottom of here a lot better. $11. I would like there to be 12 height for the hydrogen tank, I think. It might already have that many sat there, yeah. I don't feel like the oxygen tank has to be as big, but the hydrogen tank certainly needs to be quite large. There. See what I mean, though? That doesn't leave a ton of room for anything from the harvesters. I mean, I could put a collector there, and then I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I could still fit quite a bit there, as long as I butted the tanks up against each other, which should be fine. That should be fine. It won't be tanks either. That will be a storage, and that will be a tank. What I am going to do is butt that right up to here. That's my hydrogen tank, and then the oxygen tank will go in behind it. Then I'm going to need some cables. Not cables. Some pipes. Which I'm think I put it here, didn't I? Yes, I did. Some pipes in there. I'm gonna get that configured up to my fluid harvester. So I basically want the tiny little disc-like ones. I want to pop that onto there. And that one onto there. And you can see the little... if I get an empty hand, I can show you better. The little black tabs that show that everything is connecting. So that shows that this particular... oh, that's the oxygen one. So let's change that to hydrogen. And then this one can be oxygen. That particular oxygen tank is... sorry, that particular hydrogen tank is all connected up. And then the oxygen will connect backwards. And there'll be a tank for that behind. That means that I can start piping. If I can get my pipes back. There we are. I can start piping out of here into the reactor. And then I can change the tanks over. So let's get a curvy. Actually, not a curvy. Let's get a straight one first. And I can see that that has done the correct thing there. So that's great. Then I want a curvy. Go around that way. And I want a curvy to go around. It's going to be a bit of a snaky job of pipes, isn't it? Snaky. Then that one there, going into the... That should be perfect. That's that one all wired up. And the same on this side. On there. On there. Ended up being 2 there, didn't it? On that, lovely. And then a circly one. Oh, what did we do there? We went round to the side, so we should do the same here. And then get them to connect up. There we are. I think that's pretty nice and pretty symmetrical. Yeah, that's what we needed. So that's basically got the hydrogen tank connected up to... What was that came off there? Please tell me that was just a bit of hull. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah. A little bit of scrappy hull, I think. So let's just paint that black. So now I shouldn't need any more the hydrogen there. But rather than waste it, let's pull it into bottles. Should need about 3 bottles. So let's just rearrange my hotbar a tiny bit. So we've got 3 bottles in a row. Pressing the wrong button. I want R. R. To put them into here. Hydrogen tank. In fact, I would like to call this hydrogen tank. Just in case I ever wonder. Right, that's the tank there, empty. Throw those into the hydrogen tank. So the idea now is that the collector should put this straight into the hydrogen tank, and the hydrogen tank should go straight into the reactors. I would also like them to go straight into the light speed engines as well. However, that might be a little bit more tricky. Don't know exactly how I'm going to do that, actually. I'll work it out. As long as it's in the tank, like undoing the pipes and things won't be a problem. So those pipes are good for now. But once the light speed engine goes on, I might have to do something different. But I might just be able to go straight up into the hull there, and then maybe what I could do is pad it more out like wings. It might involve moving a couple of the thrusters about, but you know, that's always an option. So anyway, how are we doing? Is it this one I need to empty still? Yes. Yeah, that's empty. So that's that. Just making sure it's all level and nice and doing what it should do. Okay, and then we can knock these ones off, and I can put capacitors on if I want. Which I might do, actually. Bye-bye tank. Bye-bye little tank pipe. Bye-bye other tank. Bye-bye other little tank pipe. Hello, capacitor. I'll make one for the other side as well so it looks even. I'll colour it purple. Fancy. It looks fancy with its capacitors on. Oh, it's still got like 193 hydrogen. Have I filled this tank? No. I'm gonna say no way have I filled that tank. That's a huge tank. That's gonna have loads in it. Okay. I want to make another capacitor. I don't even know if we need one, but I'm gonna make it anyway. Are we low on any particular iron again? Of course it's iron. There's 13 more. And let's just have a look and see how we're doing. So we've got 28 after that. And how much are we trying to make out of iron up here on this assembler on the ceiling? Still quite a bit of hull. Yeah, I feel like I might need some more. It made the capacitor like right away. So these tanks here are going to be for the oxygen tank. I've got 9, 10, 11. 12, 13. I might need just 12. Or even less. It doesn't need to be as big, does it? So that's 4. I'm going to just go for 8 for the oxygen for now. That can be increased later. Oh, we're getting some solar panels through too. Very nice. I have to think about these light speed engines because I don't know where... Light cruise, sorry, not light speed. Not going at the speed of light. I think before I do that, I'm going to knock off all the thrusters. And then I can kind of have a bit more of a think about... So the only thrusters we have at the moment are the back thrusters. Like, just give me more room to do everything. Because it doesn't matter where the thrusters go. It matters where the reactors are, and it matters where the light cruise engines are, because they are the ones that will end up... what would the word be? Those are the ones that will end up being piped in. So if you're piped in, then you kind of need to know where you are. I would probably say it might be good just to knock off that. Throw a pipe in there. then maybe just put like a little sort of some kind of doofer on here. How come this is... Oh no. Oh, okay, no, it's symmetrical. Okay, that's fine. I was like, how come this is all like odd? But the problem with that is the pipe isn't gonna pipe isn't gonna fit up properly, is it? From there. A big pipe like this one, well, mind you, fits the reactor fine. Then the reactor's kind of bedded in there. Oh, that's just annoyed my whole day. Just made my whole day annoyed. It's annoyed my whole day. As the light cruise has to go up here, but I can't fit a pipe. Kind of needs to be here. I want the big pipes on it because the big pipes mean that like everything works well. But I don't want it kind of clipping. The light cruise engine is going to be off by a bit, so that's going to just annoy me. So then I want a pipe like that. And then the light cruise would go in like this. Does it matter what direction it goes? Light cruise could go down there. Okay, so I've got a bit more of an idea on this. It could go like here. Oh, that would totally work. Yeah. Okay. I've got a bit of rebuilding I need to do here, but that would work. Have it under there. I might have to redesign if I needed more than that, but I'll take these thrusters off. All the thrusters need to go off because I hate them, apparently. And then you just pop a little... not a tank, I want a pipe. A little pipe. In there? No, that looks horrible. No. Let's try it with the different shaped light cruise. Let's try it with the boxy shaped one. Come on. You know you want to go the other way around. Yeah. Oh, that works. Yes, that's nice. That totally works. All right, let's get me a little... This will probably be redone 400 times, though. There's my hull blocks gone there. I've actually got a bit more in the way of hull block now, which is nice. Yeah, it's a little bit blocky, but it's fine. Then what I can do with that is, I mean, I might have to slightly change where the door is. In fact, I could maybe do that now, actually. Not the door, but the bits around the door. I need to go down to the small, tiny block. I want to reintroduce this. Ah, okay, my oxygen tanks are going to be slightly in the way here. But I'm kind of thinking of pushing the door slightly in. In fact, the blast door needs to come off as well. I think these tanks need to go. I'm just going to get rid of them because there'll be oxygen in the hydrogen doofer though. I'll be visiting that before I go and sort of stocking everything up. But I feel like the door needs to be more like here. And then the light cruise has room to come up. Yeah, that's better. Does mean the back looks a little bit blocky, but again, if I may or may not decide to change that, and if I do, and obviously it'll look a bit better later anyway. All right, do we have our capacity yet? We do. And so I'm gonna throw it on the ground like I hate it. Oh. That is supposed to go on there. Like that one did. Okay, why won't a second capacitor go on? I'm really interested in that. I think it needs to go on with F, but it's not doing it. It's saying no system linked, but that's what it's meant to say. Huh. Can I not just take that one off? That's extremely weird, and I don't like it because it means that I've got an unsymmetrical ship, and that's just not allowed. Oh no, it just went straight on with F before. Why won't it do it? I'm taking them both off. Then I want to see if it'll go on this side. Nope, it's coming off then. Oh, that's great. Won't go the way I want now. Yeah, and that certainly won't go the way I want. Oh, well, isn't that annoying? Let's see if the capacitor goes on now, which it does. So weird. Okay, let's see if it'll do it on the other side. And then I'll have some blocks to take away. Let it go in. Okay, let's try something a little different. Sometimes you just gotta force these things to do what you want. Oh no, come on. Go the way I want you to go. And please take the capacity. Yes, we got it. Okay, cool. That's what I needed. I don't even know why I need the capacitor, but I do because I can. Lovely. Oh, that should be purple. That should be black. Those should be black too. All the pipes should be black. You want to minimize the pipes, so you kind of want them to be black, basically, so they will blend in. Okay. Apparently I'm not allowed to color that one, but that's fine. It's not exactly visible. Okay, that's looking decent underneath, actually. So what that will now mean is that I can sit in a hydrogen cloud. It will fill up the tank, and the tank will fill up not only the 2 reactors on either side, it'll also fill up the light speed drives, and I've also light cruise drive, sorry, and I've also got enough space there to pull up. So if I wanted 4 or 5 light cruisers eventually, then I've got expansion room for that to happen. And now I have 0 hull blocks. Yay! Oh, we're nearly an hour and a half. How, like, when you're doing shipbuilding, it's like, how does this even happen? Right, I've got 12 iron now. There's 16 iron sat there as well, ready to be processed. I'm starting to wonder whether that will be enough or not. Maybe, maybe not. So the problem I've got at the moment is I've got all the tanks I need, but I don't actually have the hull that I need to expand out so that I can put the thing on the back. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to cheat a little bit. Not cheat, but, you know. I'm going to use the small blocks and put a very thin... Oh, I still can't even do much with that, can I? Maybe if I took this off, but that's got the... No, that's got the collectors assigned to it. I think, yeah, I think we're going to have to do is another little iron run. Oh, mind you, that needs to go. And so does that. So I've got a few more now. I kind of want to move the arc furnace soon. Only for solar panels. The solar panels are still being done. Oh. Ah. Right, okay. I desperately, desperately want some more hulls. So let's go get some more iron. Oh, I took those thrusters off. Nah. I took basically all the thrusters off the ship, so we need to find new places for them. Where are the thrusters gone? There, 56 thrusters there. Right, okay. So I need some thrusters under the ship. Now, obviously, it makes a lot more sense now for me to stick a thruster down here because there's already a tank right next to it. Anyway. Probably here. Make it nice and big. Make it square. And I'll point up from the bottom so that it will know that it has to go down like that. Yep. I'll do the same on this side. So that's my upwards thrusters. And doesn't that just make so much more sense now? I've got room for another 2 if I want them as well, which is quite nice. So that's expandable. Then I need ones to the side. Probably knock that out and put it there. Paint it purple. I will test the life support and just make sure there's no leaky blocks after I've done this, though. Why did the other one work and this one doesn't? Because I don't actually have enough thrusters left. Oh, it's the size of them. Right, yeah. I'm gonna go with one upward thruster then. And I do need both sideways ones. If I want to do what I'm trying to do here, I'm gonna need more. Which of course means I've got to make them. So that means I need more iron. I can't move the ship until more iron. Oh, gee. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Oh, look, there's iron in here that I haven't even used. And silver. Okay. That's definitely next in the queue. There's a little bit of iron there. I'm almost wondering if I should just, like, go on my hoverboard or something at this point and go get some more iron that way. Inventory's pretty full, though, of everything I've already been using to make everything. So I took all the storages off, and they kind of need to go back. I'm not really sure what to do with them at the moment. Do that maybe. The storages will probably get moved a lot at the start. I basically need room for an arc furnace on here, so it's like quite big. And it may well be a case that the arc furnace goes on here and hangs off the edge for now. But one thing. Of course, if I start taking the base apart, then I'll have all of this lovely, lovely scrappy hull to use, won't I? I've got some more scrappy hull in here too, a little bit. A little bit. What's that then? That's scrappy hull. Got 4 pieces of scrappy hull there. Got a nice big fat solar panel there. Yeah, it's time for this guy to move. Definitely. Let's get it done. All of this into the storage at the back, and what I want to do is just really get this conveyor tubes and tanks I don't need at the moment. Thrusters I do, scrappy hull I do, pipes not so much, bottles not so much, silicon not so much. Okay, what's in here then? Loads of stuff. I'm overloaded 979%. Because it doesn't matter if the arc furnace itself is not enclosed to start with. It's just get it all on. Oh no. I don't have room. Oh, that's because am I trying to put it into my inventory instead of into the storage? I'm losing the plot. Okay. Right, those crates are done with. Lovely. That's done with. That's got some stuff in it. Now that's done with. Okay. I need like a block or something so I can move things around. So let's take a bit of scrappy hull there. Just so I've got a block for moving things. And we'll get the arc furnace up here. Won't need an antenna in a minute. Those are going to be for my power wall. Probably won't even want those. That won't be usable. Extra storage is always useful. And extra scrappy hull that we can use to make the back end of the ship. There we are, 41 pieces of scrappy hull. So I can definitely make a nice big platform out of that. And the old arc furnace can go on there. So there's a bit of a mixture of scrappy and normal hull. There. That will make me a nice platform for the arc furnace. Oh, I don't want it that way around, do I? I want it the right way around. Like that. And I might still want to expand that a little bit later on as well. I can do a small bit of wall around here. That would be nice, because what I'd eventually like to do is get rid of this storage and have storage along the walls instead of the floor. Mind you, I think I've answered my own question. If this is airtight, right? Then I just run. Well, it's going to be hard to do here. But I could, in theory, just run a pipe all the way back to there. And that would go into the arc furnace here. I could even put more storage into the floor underneath it. Isn't that an interesting one? Problem I have, though, is all of the existing hardware that I've put in for the collectors. And this is why I said the collectors need to go at the back, isn't it? So, what we might do later, I won't worry about it for now. But what we might do later is drain the hydrogen back out of this. I'll just make a whole bunch of tanks or a whole bunch of bottles or something just to hold it temporarily. Then move it back behind here. So almost underneath the arc furnace. Then I'd have storage like here. Maybe even going forward into here. I'd then have a pipe going into the arc furnace. Yeah, this is a good idea, I think. And then a conveyor pipe will come out the other end. So what I think I want to do is move the arc slightly forward. So it's like there. And then just have a pipe going into there. And then have a pipe coming into here. With all the stuff from the collector in it. And then, like I say, I might even expand it out with more storages into there. So that would be an ore storage for me. 24,000. I've started, like, this playthrough, I've definitely learned a couple more things, haven't I? We're at an hour 39 now. Great. I have 16 blocks with which to make walls. I'm not so sure I'm gonna be able to do it, really. But I shall try. I've got that much. Okay, that's fine. I'll keep working on that as I go, but for now that is actually fine. It's just the thrusters really that I need now. And they don't want to make because there's not enough iron. Okay, do we have any iron in the storage here? A little tiny bit. And there's a bit that I can pop into the arc furnace. So that can just be doing its thing based off the power that's in these and in the batteries and things. We do now have more batteries to put down, so for now, this is very much a for now sort of thing with everything that I'm doing, isn't it? There's going to be an outside area. It's going to have a couple of batteries and things on it. But it'll be enough to allow me just to wander around the place with this on the back. Now we are, I think at this point we are pretty much fully mobile, other than the fact that we need some forward thrust. So I'm actually going to take the hull out and make it make the things that I need it to make. In fact, I'm taking the solar panels out as well. I don't need it to make extra solar panels for me. Okay, then I'm going to put away the wind turbine, and there's extra storage units and all that sort of stuff. Spare pilot seat, spare crucibles, antenna. Hopefully it'll start on thrusters. Please start on thrusters. Please don't make me like have to run around the place trying to get more iron. Silver in there. But yeah, this is all going to need a big sort out, and probably I'll want to expand the back here out another couple of blocks worth. So I do definitely need some more. Oh, I could make more scrap blocks. I don't really want to. I kind of want the hull to be nice and clean looking, so I don't want too much scrappy block. I would like to ideally like remove and replace the scrappy block with nice hull block, but I don't mind a little bit of the floor being it. It gives it a bit of like interest, I suppose. But yeah, we can basically at this point fuel ourselves, which is quite nice. And now I've got a base down there that I can put the oxygen tank onto, which is quite nice too. So let me just... I just want to see how much tank we have. I did take away some other tanks. Okay, that's not so bad. Do we have any more tank in here? Had some... Okay, that's fine. And do I want some pipes? Yes. Oh, there's cubic tanks as well. So we've got 9. Okay, I could do an 8 wide, an 8 big tank. Okay, so I could actually do a 9 big tank. No? Saying 6 out of 8, 9 out of 8, but it says I have 9 blocks. So why are we 9 out of 8? I'm guessing it's 8 point something. Let's try and make like one more tank. Yeah, I'm getting a bit upset about the amount of iron I need. So a couple of pieces as well, so annoying. I think it might be making something. You making me my tank? Yes, it's maybe my tank. Lovely. So we should have enough for 9 now, at least, because we have 10 there. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. That's my oxygen tank. So we're going to configure that to oxygen. And we're going to get a couple of bits of piping. Pipe that up. It's a bit complex, isn't it? But it's going to be so worth it. So I want that to be the little disc-like ones. And pop that on there. That. And that. And that should... Yeah, that's nicely bedded in. Cool. Paint it black. So that tank is for oxygen and that collector is harvesting oxygen. Now, what we should be seeing, in theory, we're in an oxygenated environment. It's set to harvest. We should be seeing it. I would like it to provide life support. Here she says. We should be seeing it sucking in oxygen from this atmosphere. I'm popping it in then, but it's not doing it. Did it on my other ship. Funny that. Just pop in here. I'll turn the life support on. I just control the spaceship for a second and then exit. See if anything changes about it pulling in some oxygen for me. Still 0 liters. That should just be totally working. And that one should work on any oxygenated planet, apparently, but it's not doing it. I don't know why. That should just work right now. It's correctly connected. Normally you would see the fluid harvester trying to do something as well. So I am not certain at all what's happening there. Took those ones away. The O2 rising, O2 nominal. It seems to be finding O2 for the actual ship. And that tank's the only one that's got any, so maybe it's trying to fill up the O2 before it starts taking any itself. Let's just say, just change it to storage. Okay, I'll look into that between episodes then, because it shouldn't be not working like that. That should be just filling up with oxygen. It's on an oxygenated planet, and it should understand that it is and be sucking oxygen in. The only other thing that I could maybe do is knock the harvester off and reconfigure it. Configure it to hydrogen. Configure it to all, maybe. Ah. That's super interesting. When I have it configured to all, it's sucking in oxygen perfectly. But when I had it just on oxygen, it wasn't picking it in. absolutely weird. I think the hydrogen one will work when we get... I'll test that when I get up to a gas cloud. It's the tank already has a bit in it, I think. Oh no, it doesn't. I thought I had... Oh, you know what? It will have thrown it all into the light fuel. So we'll stop by our hydrogen maker and I will fill that with about 2,000's worth. I might actually do that right now. Because we can leave this base behind now. Everything is now on the ship. Everything. We are now a mobile She-Lab base. Just going to clear all of the paint colors out of my inventory for now. And what I would like to also do then is to pop into the tools and put them back in. So my link tool and my harvesting tool, they are my main ones. I very rarely use anything else. So yeah, we are like in this episode, we've gone from being, I mean, I know I do still have an assembler on the roof and things are in very, very odd places, but we're fully mobile. Oh, except those thrusters. I have to go get iron for those. I do not want to have to get this hoverboard out again. But I think I'm going to have to. Well, my inventory's empty. Let's just go and find the iron we had over here. It'll take me a second to get over there because I'm basically going at running speed, but you know, I'm flying, so it's like totally different. At least when you're flying, you can kind of see where you're going a bit more. So I'm just going to go get a little bit of iron out of here, and it'll be just enough, hopefully, to keep me going to get the thrusters online. Once the thrusters are online, I can then move the ship over to do mining. And that should be a lot nicer for me. I don't even need that much. I just need a bit. Like, we just totally ran out. I'd gotten a couple of hundreds worth and it just wasn't enough. And then I'm just slowly gonna mine more, get more hull. I'll probably stick some mining bits onto it. Like I say, I'm probably gonna move the collectors. I'm overloaded now. I don't want to be overloaded. It's important that I'm not now because I've got a long way to go. So we'll pull that back over. Gosh, it's been nearly 2 hours again. I said today I wanted to have the base, the ship as a base, and I wanted to have light cruise engines on. And that is what I have managed to do within this time frame. So like episode 1, we had small base and hovercraft. Episode 2, we had a light spaceship. Episode 3, we had a space-capable spaceship. Episode 4, we've got light cruise engines, and the full base moved onto the ship. And I've basically done a load of work with the piping and things underneath, which, like I say, I might still need to move around a bit, but I think we're going to have something quite nice very soon. So, like, it's a bit of a mess at the moment. Oh, there's me. Like, oh, I've got to go get more. And there was some in the arc furnace. I'd forgotten about that. Okay, never mind. So what's it missing now? We've got gold, copper, silver, iron, cobalt, silicon. What else could we need? Why aren't you doing anything? Oh, we've run out of wood. Let's go get some wood. I need a decent amount of that before I go into space as well, because in space, there is no wood. It's actually quite a rare thing. So I shall pop the wood into the assembler, and then I'm going to come back and get some more of it. So this is my ship. Look how awesome it is. Probably going to get much bigger as well. Much bigger. And much more organized. At the moment, like I say, everything's everywhere. I've got one storage that has everything in it. There it goes. It couldn't make its copper spools because it had no wood. And that's why I wasn't allowed to make thrusters. Should have known. Oh, come here. There's some more thrusters in here. Yeah. Where'd it go? Right, we've got 16. So that should be at least enough for one thruster, one big thruster going forward. That's enough to get us moving. I'd like one on the other side, obviously. It gives a bit of speed. So I think I need to make 4 more, don't I? Make another one of those big thrusters. While it's making them, I'm going to mine a few more trees out, and then we can just go back into space. But basically, it's going to be a case now of going wherever I need. Oh, I need to make a med bay. So my 3D printer down there isn't needed anymore. I'll stick that on there somewhere as well. I might move the assembler, but maybe I'll do that next episode. So next episode will very much be building more and tidying up the ship and just finding loads of iron to mine. The arc furnace is going a lot better now. You may have noticed. I will try and get together the 9 or so extra solar panels I want to cover the roof properly. And then everything will be really cool. Get some mining lasers on there so that I can actually mine, or a separate mining ship that I can, and a dock that I can like put on a platform that just trails behind the ship. I might find it easier to have a tiny miner. That ship is getting massive. Imagine trying to get that ship down a little tiny mining hole. It probably wouldn't work so well. And if that was the case, I probably wouldn't really need to worry too much about having a collector at the front of the ship, and then I wouldn't have to move all the gas collectors. So that might be quite nice too. So I'm thinking I might approach it a bit differently this time and not try to have everything on one ship. That does mean I'll have to play around with docking clamps, but you know, that's just an extra thing for me to play around with, which will be cool. Oh, all the trees are gone. I deforested. No. What I'll do for now is I will put the antenna onto the hydrogen mining station. Well, I'm part of me is tempted to just pull it up, like get a big tank full of hydrogen and then pull it up, but then I will not be able to move that tank until I'm literally in a gas cloud. 9,000 liters of oxygen in there, and I would imagine that this would take even more because that's 9 and that's 12. So that'll probably be 12,000 liters of oxygen, hydrogen, sorry. Which would be quite good once I get to a gas cloud and I'm able to fully fill it up. But that'll definitely be a next episode thing because I really don't have time anymore to do any more. But I feel like the ship, as much as it's still a bit janky, it does have everything on it it needs at one thruster. Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad with this one thruster. Oh, there we are. We've got enough to make another thruster. Poor ship with one thruster. Yeah. better. So that should give us a nice amount of thrust. We've got a nice big hydrogen tank to support that. So next episode, I'll take the ship over to the hydrogen. I'll fill it up as much as I possibly can. I'll move the assembler back into this area where the arc furnace is, maybe at the back. I might widen things. We'll get a whole load of iron or like mined out, and that will go into here. I will try my absolute best. I mean, look how much better it's doing. Like, just 9 solar panels. It's all it's got, but it's doing a really good job of actually having enough power now, which is so nice. I do still want to double that though, and then I want to get the assembler, like I say, down here somewhere. I want to get some storage in. I want to have this storage being basically for ores, and then everything can just like slowly go through the furnace. I think like most of the rock now has been turned to silicon. No, it hasn't. Not even slightly. So yeah, I might stick a quick actually it's the east conveyor belt between the container and the... I could do that now before we finish, couldn't we? And then that would just be happening all the way through next episode. So let's just make a quick one of these guys. That just needs to stick on there, right? And that should, if I configure it right. Connected inventories. Oh yeah, it's doing its thing. Easy. I mean, oh no, it's an off. The pipe's off center. She-Lab. Learn to do things properly. There you are. That's better. So yeah, that should just keep going, making things. I want to put solar panels here. How many did I already have though? Did I have some already? I thought I'd already made some, so I'm just going to check. Yeah, I've already got 4. So I actually only need another 5. So that would mean... Oh no, what was that I got rid of there? Something I needed probably. I don't really want to move the whole thing this episode though, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I don't know if it remembers its queue between episodes, so once I log out, it'll probably forget. So I'm just going to let the solar panels finish their job while I say goodbye to you all, because this has been a chunky old episode. And then next time, we'll increase the size of the solar array, I guess it will be called a solar array. We'll move the assembler out of the way so that it can do that. And then, to be honest, this seems to be enough at the moment to really keep the arc furnace going and this going at the same time. However, eventually it's going to be needed for mining lasers and turrets and all sorts of other things. So we are going to need quite a lot of power for this ship, and that's what this solar array is going to do for us. If I need more, I could put some on the side as well. So down there, I could put some on this side, down there. I could put some on the walls down here as well. But we'll see how we go. It should be okay. And then I'm also gonna, like I say, move these and the ones in there, and they're going to go onto the walls. And the assembler will probably also go sideways on the wall as well, because that's actually kind of cool, having a little array of assemblers that just sit along a wall, ready to make whatever you want to make. It's just really, really nice. But I think that, my friends, is going to be where I'm going to leave it for today. Oh yeah, it looks like all of the solar panels are done. So next time, like I say, finish off the solar panels, make the ship a bit nicer looking, enclose it, get some more iron, just build it out a little bit more, do a little bit of shaping on it maybe so it doesn't look quite so much like a big boxy tank. And then mobile bases go, and then maybe we'll make a little mining craft as well. So I'm gonna go inside. Oh, this is gonna be so much nicer when I don't have all of these battery packs in here as well, so it's gonna be super helpful. The other thing I may do is make it so I can see around myself a little bit more with some extra canopy around the cockpit as well. So this, like, I've got so many ideas of things that I want to do on this ship. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. I'll let you know when videos are out. I hope to see you next time. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.